Come and get a taste of my mind. Come and take a look behind the scenes. See, we've been a father, see we hero every day. I'm on the grind. I won't never ever take a day off. Everything I do is gonna pay off. Your little father time with me, with me, with me. You should try your little father time with me, with me, with me. Come and get a taste of my mind. Come and take a look behind the scenes. See, we've been a father, see we hero every day. I'm on the grind. I won't never ever take a day off. Everything I do is gonna pay off. Your little father time.
Welcome back to another episode of Father Time with De'Meco Blair, a podcast where we talk about balancing fatherhood, relationships, careers, and passions. I am De'Meco, also known as Sunny D on that golf course, resident dad to a wackadoo toddler, and this week, Mayari has changed the trajectory of my Spotify Wrapped. So if y'all are on Spotify, you know at the end of the year, we get a recap of everything we listen to. She has changed it forever. This whole past week, her new morning routine is we dance to Pink Pony Club, which is not a song that I would have ever listened to without my daughter. She is, yeah. But I mean, it's fun. She enjoys it. So I mean, obviously that I enjoy it.
Yeah, shout out to the Florida Panthers, the Stanley Cup champions. That was like their theme song throughout their Stanley Cup run this past year. So Chaperone is definitely for the people. And I am your play partner, host of Motion Country Cousin Blair, aka Sir Woody, better known as Southside Bunker Bear. And today is the absolute last day. Penelope is in what is technically now full school kid, homeschool kid mode. But throughout the month, starting next week, I am full-time teacher, barber, and daddy. That's how I introduce myself from now on. And I thought it was gonna be like pulling teeth. That nigga's excited for it, bro. She's like super excited. So we did.
That's right. Awesome. That's awesome. I think that'll be an exciting experience for both of you and the whole tribe. But I mean, that you'll be very humbling. I could only imagine. Yeah, a very humbling experience. But I would only imagine like you would get to spend more time with her and be a part of her education process, which is dope in itself. So
that's how we sold it to her. It was like, yo, you just get to kick with mommy and daddy a lot more. So
you said kick it, and she's like, principal.
Yeah, she's like, when you put it like that, I can hang out with mommy and daddy a lot more.
Hell
got
yeah,
you, nigga.
Hell yeah.
Study.
All right. Well, this week we are joined by a friend of the show, friend of the brand that we rock with heavy here at Father Time. On a very personal note, seeing a brand that represents part of my culture is huge. Shout out Ateneo Golf and shout out the homie Jay for dropping in for some Father Time. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, man.
No, I had to get you on the show as a fellow Black and Filipino man. Like, I told you this when I met you at the Bata Soul Fairway Shy event. Like, I've never met another Black and Filipino person that was not my brother or sister. And so it was crazy to see you out in the wild. I was like, what? Wait a second. This is crazy. So I had to get you on the show and chop it up with you.
Yeah, it was definitely dope, man. As soon as I seen you, I was like, oh, dude, I got to say what's up to him real quick. Right before the round, I was like, man, I got to go.
Yeah, right before y'all walked in looking like the goddamn the
Monstars.
Yeah, the Monstars. Like the Monstars with the all black on. Yeah.
But no, we'll get back into tournament talk here shortly. But Blair, let's jump right into it.
Yeah. So Jay, staple question that we have for all of our guests that show up on Father Time, and it's something that the guests are looking forward to, something that we're looking forward to. So Jay, who are your top 5 fictional fathers?
Yeah, I knew this was coming up, man. And all right, so in no particular order, but if I had to order it, this is how I would order it. So I'm gonna say Uncle Phil, Fresh Prince, or from the Fresh Prince, and he was just one of those guys. When I would watch and see the life lessons that he would, give to Will and Carlton and, the rest of the family, it was just, it was kind of eye-opening to me. I grew up, I'm 35 now. And so it's, it's one of those things where I try to take a lot of those lessons and portray it into my real life. You know what I'm saying? I got Carl Winslow from The Family Matters. Just an all around character, man. He was dope. Him being a cop, and then obviously having to quite literally hold the house down was that was in and of itself what I took from that. I got Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World. He wasn't a father in the show, and then but it was just a lot of the lessons that he had to give to the entire cast, man. And then Joel Miller from Last of Us, just because he was a dog and he'd do anything to protect that girl, man. So if you haven't watched it, watch it. I think the end of the second season, it's done now. But Joel was just a dog. He'd do anything to protect that girl. And that's kind of how I am with my kids. It's like, I don't try to Hawkeye my kids, man. But if I see them just, I want them to hurt themselves, but I don't want them to put themselves in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? And so it's fair. Like, that's fair. And then, last but not least, I got Ragnar Lothbrok from the Vikings.
Dude.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. I got a bonus one too, but
let's hear it.
HM or honorable mention? Let's get it.
Yeah. It's it's more of a joke than anything, man. But it's my biological father.
This is a joke. You gonna have to explain the joke then.
All right. Yeah. So my again, I was a single kid growing up. My mom was a single mom. She she had the pleasure of raising me on her own. My father was incarcerated at the time, and he was actually doing a life sentence. And so he was there. He wasn't even there for my birth. He was like in and out, I guess you could say. Just kind of playing my mom, I guess. And then when it came down to it, he did try, like, right before he ended up going in, but after that it was a done deal.
Yeah. And as a son of a father who went to prison right around the time I was born and used that as an excuse to not be around, I understand how that nigga can be a fictional father, because you had so many thoughts about who and what he could be.
So
I wonder if my daddy can dunk like me. I wonder if he has all this.
I idolized that guy, man. 100% I idolized that guy, because my mom gave me the choice of whether or not I wanted him to be in my life, pretty much. And I was like, you know what? As a kid, I was like, everybody needs a dad, man. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead. I'll write him letters, and he'll send some letters back. I'll go and visit him and things like that. But yeah, I mean, long story short, it was.
No, dude, it's all good.
It was a toxic relationship between he and I. So
I think all three of us can talk about that.
I was just about to say, as two dudes on the show, who our first few episodes was like daddy talk.
I feel like we all got some.
I peeped it.
Yeah.
No, the biggest thing I think that comes from, which is wild when you think about it, the biggest thing that comes from men who didn't have dads in their lives, or like a positive father figure in their lives, if they did have pops there, is dope ass dads, man.
Yeah,
like dads that really do want to be there, like hella present.
100%.
That like we all come from. It's like it's a funny joke, terrible but funny. It's like, if you want to make your kid a dope NBA player, man, just like have the baby and you gotta lead. Like, your kid to be great, you gotta
go.
That's foul as fuck, man. But if you hey man, I'll see you when you're 17, brother. We can talk about it, man. Once you're already league bound, let's chop it up. No, it's a terrible.
It was already discussed between your mother and I. All right?
Your mom and I already talked about it. I'll be back for the next 18.
I was always there, but I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. I
put the ball in your crib.
Yeah, I had to sit in the top right corner when you was out there on the bottom left.
And I mean, that's the crazy part, man. That's the crazy part. My mom, when we would go visit, I remember having conversations with him, and it was exactly like that. Like, I put a a toy basketball in your hands when you were a baby, and this that and the third, because I used to ball when I was a kid too, but it was mainly because I was trying to compete with him, and that was, I think that's overall what made the relationship so toxic. Is because I was trying to be just like him in certain ways, that one, it wasn't good for me, and then two, it was like it could have been really great for me if I continued on that path, because he is a good guy, don't get me wrong, but he's just not he just his actions weren't one of those
lining up.
As a son, as the taker of the fatherhood, hey nigga, you are a great guy.
100%.
God damn.
You got some issues you gotta deal with, dog. Without me, dog. Come on, dog.
Yeah, we talked about that last week a little bit with Tessa. Shout out Tessa, about just like, how could you like or no, was it Bear? It was Bear. Pardon me.
Yeah, Bear.
It was
Bear, yeah.
It was like, how could you look at something and be like, nah. And on the other hand, how could you look at your kid and be like, that's a so sorry if anybody out there that I know personally has a child named Bradley. I was going to say other names, but I do know people with those names. Let's move on. Hey, real quick before we go any further, thank you all for watching, listening, all those things, bro. It really does hit us in the feels. We appreciate that shit a lot. If you're here and you're new, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and let us know in the comment section what it is about the podcast that you guys like and how we can get better. Anytime is a good time for Father Time, and we just wanted to let you guys know that we love you. Tell someone that you love them. Now, get back to the episode. We'll see you next week. Peace. Yeah. De'Meco, do you have a forgotten fictional father for this week?
I do have one, and it comes from a sector of movies that I am very much a fan of, the rom-com sector of movies.
I thought you were going to say horror.
Oh, definitely not. That's why the whole Last of Us pick, that was lost on me. But this week's Forgotten Fictional Father comes from the 2011 romantic comedy Crazy Stupid Love. I'm talking about Steve Carell, Cal Weaver. That dude, even like opening scene, finds out he's getting a divorce, wife cheating on him. First thing he says is, all right, well, the kids, like,
Yeah,
I got to make sure the kids are good. Hey, I didn't want you to find out this way. Very much about his kids throughout the whole movie. Even thinking about his oldest daughter, played by Emma Stone. Like, hey, we had her young, 17. That's a scary time to have a kid. And for you to take responsibility at that age and settle down however you needed to make sure that you could raise that child and then have more kids, that means like you were trying your best. And he taught his son a lesson, like keep fighting for the love of your life. And his son taught him a lesson. And he took that lesson. I think that shows more growth than anything, is that there are moments when our kids can teach us more than we think we can teach them, really hold up that mirror. We kind of talk about it in Bear's episode, where he's like the pain that you kind of take away, or your child takes away from you. It's like your kid can hit you with some real, just like heart-wrenching, like, oh damn, look at yourself in the mirror.
They're unfiltered.
Like, 100%.
They're unfiltered, little loving, aggressive delivering people, because they don't know that what they're saying isn't supposed to be that direct. But they just rip Band-Aids off, and they just be fucking playing with dolls. Like,
bro,
you need to work out more, Dad. Like,
I was just gonna say, dog.
Oh yeah,
I cut you off on your pick. I'm so sorry. It was such a great pick. I had to interject with the toy, because that is very true. They are evil little people. I love kids, but they're evil.
No, 1,000%. No, that was. I mean, Cal Weaver, I think, is a solid pick for a forgotten fictional father, and I mean, shout out to you, Jay. Mr. Feeney was on my like short list of dads. I mean, even Mr. Matthews, like Corey's dad, like he's on that list as well. They were solid role models for that whole, like you said, that whole cast.
And the cool part is that Mr. Feeney used to talk to Mr. Matthews, the dad, and and if you think about it, the dad is pretty much our age. You know what I'm saying? Like
Our age right now.
Yeah, you know. And so he's sitting there asking Mr. Feeney for advice and just, words of wisdom in order to, kind of go about his day. I mean, I reach out to all my friends that are dads that are, that can relate to the struggles that we go through. And man, I sit there and that was why I chose Mr. Feeney. I was like, dude, he was one of those guys that was just so, he was just
you got game from Feeney. And it's crazy that you say it that way too, because like that's like Mr. Feeney is what this podcast is. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate to be the dude that does this to you guys all the time. And I know
if it wasn't you, it was literally about to be me.
They were spending father time in the backyard, brother.
Yeah, bro, like being able to like link up with another dad and just get game, like chop it up and just like, hey, dog, like, hey, this is like for real a vulnerability that I have. Like, I don't know if I'm doing this shit right. Like, what do y'all think? And just to be able to have dudes give you like uplifting. If you go back to 3 episodes ago, the hippie advice in the forest, all those men touching each other, that episode.
Yeah.
It's that clip. It's the good part of that hippie clip. It's that. So
I didn't know what to take from it initially until I kind of read everything. It was like, okay.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I live in Oregon, so when I first saw it, I was like, I see this shit at Alton Baker Park every Thursday.
You took it at face value.
Yeah, I was like, bearded white man touching.
Exactly.
In my head, I'm like, there's a message here. I know it. What is it?
Yo, when I tell you, he sent me that.
I had to dig deep, bro. I was sitting there. I was like, oh, dude.
Oh, brother. Yeah. And imagine being sent the video for a whole summer break. Like, I think this is something we could talk about. And it's like, I'm not finding it. I don't see it. Let me
It's there.
Also, something that I want to talk about. I think we all can like actually semi-break this down. If it wasn't a cartoons or TV shows on Disney actually had full families that had structure, had a little bit of discipline behind them. And then if you look at the TV shows that were actually just TV shows, real people, I'm not talking about Rugrats or Hey Arnold or any of those. The TV shows with actual kids on them on Nickelodeon were just a bunch of kids and no parental advice. Even The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody had the bellhop who was pretty much the manager of the hotel who was like annoyed with the kids, but
Mr.
Mosby.
Last
episode, Mr. Mosby,
yeah, there you go.
Shit, my bad. I think that might be another Forgotten Fictional Father. But yeah, like he's another guy that like he hit the list of he hit the list of like, yo, I'm gonna be here. Like annoyingly, I'm going to give you guys the advice that you need, not that you want. Like you get that at home.
Yeah,
I got to give you the advice you need, and I think that's also something that I mean, if you guys want to talk about it real quick before we got into while we're chopping up with the boy real quick, what is that conversation like? And I think how old are your children, bro?
2 or just turned 3 and 4.
Yeah, and then baby girl's about to be 2 this year. 3 this
yeah, she's
December.
2.5. Yeah, 2.5 right now.
So my biggest thing for you guys is like, have you had that conversation with your partner about the conversation that needs to happen and not the one that they want to happen when it comes to the development of the children?
Yeah, I'll let you go forward.
Yeah, for me, I've already kind of had it, man. I tried to actually, a group of friends, we try to get all of our kids into soccer. There's a little league soccer right around the corner, so we all enrolled our kids into it. And then my oldest son, Jason, he ended up loving it. He loved soccer itself, like the sport. And so I was like, okay, well, I was never a soccer kid growing up. You couldn't pay me to play, because I don't know nothing. Okay, I can kick the ball. I can kick it hard. I can kick it far. You talk about dribbling the ball and doing lob passes and all types of stuff. I couldn't do it. But anyways, so we try to enroll him into it, and the coaches were talking about, oh, you need to get your kids to go to this cone, to this colored cone, and then from there they'll dribble the ball over to this colored cone, and then from there you go to the next one. And my son just wasn't getting it. He just wanted to score goals, man. And so I had to like pull him to the side. Hey, dude, like, you gotta just, follow all the other kids and go to each color cone. Come on, let's go. And I try to help him and coach him through it myself. And man, he had the worst time ever. And it literally like threw him off soccer. And I hated that. And I was like, look, I talked to my wife. I said, it's not that he dislikes soccer. It's he just wasn't coached the way he thought he should have been coached. And then you have me, I get a little impatient. Hey, come on, let's go. Come on. And I'm talking to at the time, a 3-year-old, and it was just, hey, come on, grab the ball. Come on, let's go. And I started getting a little frustrated. I calmed down. I, took a break, came back and said, hey, got down. Hey, man, like, do you want to do this? And he's like, no, Dad.
Yep.
You see that goal right there? I want to kick the ball into that goal. I said, go kick the ball in the goal. Go do it. Because I want you to show the coach that you can do everything other than what they're telling you to do. You know what I mean? But I had to have that conversation with my wife and tell her, like, look, it's not what it, it's not that he's incapable of doing it. He just has to learn a certain way. You know what I mean? He has to be taught a certain way. And if he doesn't like the way he's being taught, then he's not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can feel that. I want to get back to that part of your conversation. But for me, still very early in those stages. But like me and my wife, there are moments where like I may see a disciplinary situation that I was like, this is how naturally I'm going to react to it. And knowing that my wife and I came from very two different backgrounds, she has a different approach than I do, but I had to kind of explain to her, I was like, our hope is the outcome is the same. This is just the natural way I know how to get that outcome. The world will be harsh enough to my daughter. She's got to be prepared for it. I don't want her to have to learn if she's prepared for it in the moment. I have to test her now or push her now. Now, obviously, the way that I was pushed by my dad is very different than the way I'm going to be able to push my daughter or how I'll feel comfortable pushing my daughter, because that's my baby girl. The light of my life. I'm never going to put my hands on her type shit. Like, that's just never going to happen.
And I'd kill you if you did.
Facts. Like I would welcome it. Be like, bro, I deserve it. Like, I'm a piece of shit. I'd feel like a piece of shit, but I know that she's smart enough to understand it. And like you said, Jay, like you just got to get down at their level and ask them, like, yo, why don't you want to do this? And how do we get you to do it? Like, I think you did a great job of like, hey, you want to kick the ball in the goal?
Go do
you
that.
You can fall in love with soccer just by doing that. There are players that just get paid you are a striker, bro. Yeah. I don't need you making passes. You are on the receiving end of the assist. That's your job, bro. That's your job. So that's how I learned. I mean, we talk about all the time, like how I picked up the game of golf. Like I did what made me feel good in the game, and then learn the other stuff. Bro, your kid's only 3-4 years old. Like,
bro, if you expect your
we ain't
child
getting
to be
signed
messy,
right now.
Yeah, if you expect your kid to be messy or Christian Pulisic or one of the top flight players at 3 or 4, you're like, I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to parents, because I've coached parents around the ages of like 7, or coach kids from 7 until like 13. Parents have to stop living vicariously through their children.
Yeah, yeah.
And that can kill like the average age of children who hate playing sports or stop playing sports because of a parent or an overly aggressive coach is the age of 10.
Bro,
wow.
I was going to save this for...
I had a summit that I had to go to as a coach, and it was a middle school summit, and that's one of the things they talked about. They were like, if you as a coach are overly aggressive, especially at like a certain age, you can stop children from wanting to play.
It's funny because, just to kind of touch on that, actually one of my best friends, he lives in San Diego. Shout out Zach. He's been a youth soccer coach for many, many years. He was at first he started coaching little league and then moved on to high school ball, and then a couple of his players that were that he coached ended up going big. And so
it's such a great feeling.
Yeah,
even when
dude.
they just like become good people.
Because you see him grow. You see what they struggle at, you know what I mean? And you coach them up, and then boom. They're what was once their flaws is now they're, it's been honed and perfected, and now look at them,
That reminds me, so like Kate experiences that as a high school teacher. So like this year, shout out Kenwood Academy, men's basketball team was killing it. One of her students was like hit the game winning shot, I think, in one of the state championship or playoff games. But he had transferred and he was recruited to play on the U17 USA team. Like, good fucking play. Like he gonna be a lottery pick. And like Kate was like, I taught him, and like he asked for a letter of recommendation, like sweetest kid that she ever taught. But it reminds me of that video. It may have circulated a few months ago when Steph Curry's old high school teacher came to the game and like made eye contact, and like you could see in that moment he was just like thrust back into that version of himself, and like, oh shit, and like just like, yo, they're just people too that like in those moments you never realize how inappropriate this is going to sound, but when a teacher or coach like really touches you and really shapes the trajectory of your life, like it really has an impact beyond the game, and it's really beautiful to see. So like I think what you're doing, Jay, like, yo, your kid want to score goals, go score goals. Someone's got to.
While you do it.
Someone's got to kick the ball in the goal.
That's the thing. And if you're good at it,
exactly right. Yeah.
And my daughter, when my daughter did soccer, I told you about this season 4. My daughter wanted to do soccer, bro. I was so mad because like it was cold, wet, rainy, and my baby girl was in love with being a goalie. Like in her face, you saw the joy that she got being a goalie. Like her little feet were stuttering, and like she was like running up on the ball and stuff, and like. Who am I to tell you that I need you to play a position that I want you to play? Because then I'm fucked. The only like when it comes to running, she's like, I want to do what you did, Daddy. And I'm like, no, you don't, because I'm going to coach you. And that when it comes to track and field, I got you. Anything else, I am perfectly fine with letting go of the reins. When it comes to that running and jumping, I know how to get that motherfucking scholarship. So
get a motherfucking scholarship.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Going back to how you were talking about like pushing your son, Jay, it reminds me of a show that you had mentioned that you were watching, Stick on Apple TV. That was triggering for me to watch because I was like, oh, let me watch this from a golf perspective. The way that Santi was coached by his dad, like trying to light a fire under him, that was the type of shit that I experienced as a kid, and I very much the same way. My dad got in my face a little too much. I'm like, I'm gonna do it the wrong way just to like piss you off even more, to like back off, or I'm just gonna do it my way and be like, nah, nigga, I did this without you. Like I can do it my way. I'm gonna be bullheaded in my way and make it work. Which is crazy.
I did the same thing, man.
Yeah, right. I think we all do.
I mean, my dad was incarcerated, right? So like I would tell him about my games and he would picture it, and I would go over my plays and with him and everything. And the first question, how many points you score? And it was just like, it don't matter, Dad. Like I just of course I would share it with him, but I'd be like, yo, like I'm struggling with this. How do I get better? I'm asking him for advice because he held records in his high school. And that are still standing to this day. And I'm like, yo, like, how do I do that? I don't want you to judge me based off of like my percentages. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I want to know how I can get better. This is what I was struggling at on the court, Dad, and he'll tell me, yo, this is all you have to do. This, that, and the third. Practice this. Go out there and, play a couple pickups and use this move. And he'll show me a couple moves during visitation and stuff like that. And then finally, as I get older, I'm like, dude, I don't even think I like basketball anymore. Why? Because I'm over here competing with my dad. And
every fucking turn.
Every time I'm on the court, I'm just thinking of what would my dad do instead of how do I stop this defender, or how do I move around this defender?
Yeah.
What would my dad do? You know what I mean? And it was just always ingrained in me, and I was just like, dude, I can't even play ball no more, because that's all I thought about. But my dad, he did get out. He got out when I was 27, and I told him, I said, look, when you get out, I want to play a game of one-on-one with you. Dude, I dogged him, but and it just made me feel so good.
Shit.
100%.
Yeah.
Like he got game was my favorite movie growing up because of that. Because of,
that was the relationship, nigga. You saw yourself as Jesus
yeah.
Shuttlesworth.
Exactly.
I am Jesus.
My dad was good. I beat him though. So we even, man. We even. After all these years, I was like, man, we even after that.
So I want to touch base on the About the Soul Fairway Shot event. That is where we initially met, where I first got a chance to meet Jay and most of the Ateneo guys. I think most, at least like the squad members.
There was like 12 of us.
If you follow Ateneo on IG, half the guys that you see modeling the clothes, I got a chance to meet.
Yeah, I am one of them. One of the first ones.
So kind of talk about the influence. I mean, we kind of got the same thing from Gerard, but what is your influence on the Ateneo brand, and what do you think, and where do you see these golf events going in the future? Because I'm trying to come out to like at least 7 more.
Oh, dude, we got a ton more. There's a ton in the works right now. But for me, my influence, realistically, man, I just support. I support it. I support the brand. I support everything that G's talking about. He's got the Students of the Game nonprofit going. I mean, he's doing big things, and I wholeheartedly support it. I mean, my relationship with Gerard prior to Ateneo Golf, me and him were just friends. We knew each other. It just so happened that my wife and his wife are best friends and have been best friends since high school. And so naturally that kind of grew us even closer. And so it was actually golf that brought us together. It was actually pretty funny. Yeah. I had no idea what his plans were for Ateneo Golf or anything like that until we stepped foot on a golf course. He invited me. He was like, yo, I saw you just got into golf, man. We should go golfing. He brought me out. I was complete dog. I was trash, man. Yeah. And then I found out that he had been playing or started playing when he was 10. And then it kind of grew from there. And then for me, I was just like, dude, like I loved hearing what his plans were for Ateneo Golf. And so myself, my background, I was already a creative guy in the first place. Like I was very much into hip hop. I was rapping. I was drawing, doing graffiti. I was a real hip hop head.
B-boy head, yeah.
I was b-boying. You actually, if you go back through my Instagram, there's actually a lot of pictures of me b-boying. Oh my gosh, it was a time back in the day, but that's when I was fit too. But
he was doing 100 Drew Hills a day.
Oh yeah, man. I was popping and locking, dude. But yeah. So I've always been a creative guy, man. And I, like when I started working with G, and actually like talking to him about creatively what he had going on, I was like, dog, you got to do it. Just do it. Like, don't stop. And in a way, I feel like I'm just like the voice of reason in his head. Like he'll call me sometimes and he'll just be like, yo, what you doing? Nothing. What do you think about this? You know what I mean? That's the next question. And I'm like, yeah, I like it. I like it. If I don't like it, I'm like, nah, maybe you should do this colorway if you're going to do this, or, try touching this material and stuff like that.
So we can say that you're low key responsible for a few items that's out there floating around in the world.
I would say a few. Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
I would say mainly hats. Nice.
Hats.
I
will actually say, like, it's not here in arm's reach, but it's the Ateneo Golf one, navy with the up and down. It has the red mark on the side. That one is.
You talking about this one?
Oh shit! Yes, sir. That's my favorite. I wear that hat
You
almost
that
every
one.
goddamn day, bro. I wear that hat at the shop. But between that and my broccoli hat, my all white broccoli dad hat or that hat, I'm wearing one of those two at the barbershop.
I loved it, man.
Until we
when
get
he first
to the
dropped out,
time hats.
when he dropped those hats, I was like, yo, those are nasty. I
Bro,
love them.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's that, like, it is the, I don't know. For me, I've always liked the navy gold, navy red, like, look. So I think the navy red and white, that shit just hits heavy, cuz I don't
It's
know.
heavy,
It's
dude.
tough. It's
Hell
tough.
yeah. Have you seen the navy red and white one of these?
That one, yep, I have that one too.
No?
No.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that one.
All
one's
right, so
tough.
just put me on the mailing list for all the hats. Just all that hats. I'll put the mailing list for that. I don't need nothing else. I'll give you 50% for it. Just give me the I don't know outfits because the locks be getting bad. I just need something to cover the dirty locks sometimes.
I feel that. I feel
Bro,
that.
look at this. I look like a goddamn. Come on, man. I'm a barber. Yeah, put the hat back on.
So
I didn't see that audio, people. My bad.
But yeah, I mean, I would say me and G just got a really good relationship. I mean, we're just friends. That's it. At the end of the day, we hang out. We're on the golf course almost all the time. I would say at least at the very least twice a month, and we're just if not, it has to be like a very inclement weather day because I'll play in the rain.
Same.
And he will
I'm in
too.
Northwest.
And so it's just one of those things where we just got a really good relationship, and I enjoy talking to him about it. With him being a new father himself, it's it's pretty cool because he'll ask me questions. Hey, what when she was this age or when he was this age, things like that, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, we had him on right before he had the baby. I think right after he had the baby.
right after, yeah.
Right after, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
he wanted to wait until he was actually
Actually
a dad. And yeah, I mean, shout out last week's episode with Tessa. Like that was our first non-dad, non-parent. And Gerard wanted to make sure he was at least fitting one of those roles before he was on the show. But we talked about it a little bit before we jumped on the call, Jay, about seeing a brand that represents part of our culture.
Yeah, our culture, our lineage, man.
Exactly. And we talk about it a little bit, like both Black and Filipino. Earlier in the show's history, talking with Blair, I talk a lot about racial identity and struggling with that.
Dude, I could go on for days, dude.
I mean, because that's another topic that we can definitely talk about. I mean, especially knowing that like my daughter, primarily white passing, but she is Black, Filipino, and white. Blair's child, like mixed race based. Your kids, like so, like our kids will experience a version of our racial experience. But it'll be very different from something that we can relate to. Like I can't relate to being white passing. Like, yeah, all right, I'm not dark skinned, but I'm also not real light skinned. Like I'm right in that caramel father time latte space. I'm in that father time latte space.
I got my dad's skin. It's a little red, you know what I mean? So he used to call himself, his skin was like mahogany, man. So like a red undertones.
Such a Black thing to say.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man.
Niggas can't never just say they Black. Nah, brother, I'm cognac.
I'm cognac.
I'm butter pecan brown. Like, what the fuck? I'm not saying that. I'm not describing you like that to another man. Hey, go around the corner, you're gonna find the brother that's butter pecan brown.
Hey, yo, delicious.
Yeah, his name delicious. Shit.
When I was a kid, man, I sat there and I was like, yo, I'm the first half Black in the family. Okay. And so my uncle, he's only 4 years older than myself. And so we grew up like brothers, man. And so for me, growing up, I was like, damn, how come my hair's not straight? You know, I had real nappy hair, man. And so I was like, dog, like, so that's why I cut mine short now. But I mean, I was just raised in a Filipino household
for sure, yeah.
And So it was crazy to see like all my little cousins grow up and they all had, straight hair, straight jet black hair. And I was like, damn, I was the only one with an afro. You know what I mean? Or I did grow it out a couple times, try to get some cornrows. But nah, yeah. And so I struggled with that quite a bit for sure. Until I grew into myself and I think I would say I was like 14. I kind of accepted it, embraced it a little bit more. I was like 14. And then, I was the exotic one in school. You know what I mean?
And that's what it changed. Low key, bro. Like, no bullshit. Like, y'all being like black and Filipino, y'all would make fun of when we were growing up. But the second we got to high school and bitches was tired of just like,
exactly.
Oh my god, he got nice hair though. Look at his skin.
Oh, look at his eyelashes. They're so long.
I got long eyelashes too. I got brown eyes, so you can't see it. It sucks too, because like low key, like my mom is De'Meco's color. Like that's my little one. And my mom is like De'Meco's like hue, and she has hazel green eyes. And growing up with that, like my big brother, his dad was light skinned, so my big brother's light. My sister's a little lighter than me because she's native. So like for me, it's like the total opposite. And like I would just want to know, as like technically as the black person in both you guys' family.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not lying, right?
Continue.
You ain't lying. Go ahead.
Because my mom's side of the family was definitely Filipino, and y'all, I mean, niggas are just like.
Yes, I was also the first half black person in my
exactly.
family.
So I feel like the
as
question
the
was
older
set
sibling
up
too. Yeah,
it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all both were the guinea pigs of the family. So like as being like the black person in the family, like were there ever moments where you guys heard things or like felt things innately that like made you look at your own culture different, whether that was the Filipino side or the black side, where you felt not shame but like, fuck, I wish people didn't see me as this?
For me, it was so I'll say I had a really bad relationship with my grandparents growing up. I wouldn't say really bad. My grandma loved me, but my grandpa on my mom's side, my mom's the Filipino one, and my grandpa, he was always quiet. He was real quiet, real reserved. He was that Lolo that you would go down the stairs and he'd just be sitting there watching TV by himself, just chilling, kicking it. And for me, I was always like scared, almost like I was very timid around him because I've heard stories growing up about how they used to work at a bowling alley and then my grandpa got robbed and things like that. And so I felt like he was kind of partially looking at me like those guys who robbed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a while. And then me and him have a really good relationship now, but that was tough for me growing up, for sure. It was tough to see it happen. But then like as I got older and started becoming more mature and started showing more love to the Filipino side of the family, it was, or like I would say not even more love, but it was just more like wanting to embrace the culture and not just be in the house. You know what I mean? I wanted to actively be out there and go to the Filipino traditional dance. I wanted to see that happen. I wanted to go to all the Filipino festivals, and I ended up doing Filipino martial arts when I later in life, but that was one of the biggest eye openers for me as far as what the culture was like, and how we fought off the Spaniards and things like that, man. I mean, the Filipino martial arts I loved it, dude. It was honestly, I was pretty good at it, but I felt like I was in my own class when I was doing it too. And so just having the athleticism of a black man, right? And but yeah, I mean, Eskrima
so crazy.
was the
double dual. It's like being double jointed, man. It's like being black. That's
Double
dipping right now.
Double dipping. My experience was a little different. I kind of talking about it now, like you talked about it, Jay. Like you kind of came into your own at 14.
I felt like a black sheep, man. For real, for real.
Oh,
Type shit, yeah.
I felt like a black sheep up until just like 5 years
5
ago.
years ago,
Like,
yeah.
exactly. Like
Pandemic, nigga.
It didn't start coming to a head where I was like fully embracing and celebrating all of me. I used to say, oh, I'm half black and half Filipino. And then like come 2020, 2019, I'm like, nah, nigga, I am black and I'm Filipino, not half anything. No, this is what I am.
Yeah.
I'm all me. But to kind of go back to like the racial side of it, it's growing up, I spent the first 12 years of my life with my mom. So in a Filipino household with my Lola, my Ate, my Santa, Ninang, all the aunties. But not to throw any shade to them, but it was my experience in the house is they were very much westernized. So while at a very young age, I do remember going to a lot of the traditional Filipino celebrations. But for some reason, after maybe 5, 6, or 7, like it was very Americanized, very like, all right, yeah, we celebrated
like
Christmas.
watered down.
Yeah, way watered down. Like I had a barong, but I never wore it. Like it was just like I was Filipino, but only in the house when we were eating our Filipino dishes. But like
Filipino
outside,
adjacent.
exactly. But it wasn't something that we were outwardly celebrating, or it wasn't taught to me to be outwardly celebratory of my Filipino culture. It was, all right, let's go get some McDonald's. Let's go. Go play roller hockey and like watch Mighty Ducks. It was very westernized in that way. So it was never like I could tap into that. And that's why like in 2020, I was like, I was craving some attachment to what I knew was part of me. And I talked to my mom about it now, and I was like, I'm going to need some help with that journey from you, because I want my daughter to go on that journey. I want her to know who she is.
Right.
I don't want her to live that life of not being sure of who she is. You talk about like Blair with Poppy, like having rhythm and kids being mean. I'm like, no, I want her to have rhythm, not because I have rhythm, but because I'm like, kids are fucking mean. I want her to be as great as she can be in all aspects. So school's just a little bit easier because she's gonna get made fun of for some reason. Be like, oh, you're not really black. Like you can't say nigga.
Really
like that's what she's gonna get.
Yeah.
Like I know it, and I'm like, I feel bad, but I'll also have to look at her like,
baby, you
can't say nigga. I'm sorry. You can.
I love Rory. That's my girl. Unless Rory gets like one of those type of tannings,
I don't know.
I think this is where Rory's going to stay here. This is Rory.
Yeah,
Penelope got like
on a dark day.
this.
A dark day.
Yeah, Penelope got like this one summer, and then boom, this is what she is now. And I love it because my daughter's just like legit like a De'Meco seasoned version of myself, and I love it.
Yeah.
And he hate when I say that, but I'm gonna say it all the time. He's a De'Meco skin person.
Both of mine, man. So the first one, he kind of came out looking, having the same skin tone as I did. So I was like, yeah, cool. And then my kids are half, or what? I'm half black, half Filipino, so they're quarter
black,
a quarter black, quarter Filipino, and half Vietnamese. But their half of Vietnamese is like half Chinese, half Thai. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, see, that's Goose. Like Poppy is her mom is Irish and Native, and my mom is black and white, and my dad is Nigerian. So
so I never felt like I was just the black family member.
Yeah.
Like even like I think my cousin, he was at the event as well. He lived that life. He lived that life of doing a lot of the Filipino cultures and going to U of I with a very heavy Filipino population. Like he was part of those clubs. And so I wish I could have tapped in a little more to that. I wish I could have learned Tagalog at a younger age.
Yeah.
I fucked around and learned Spanish first, and there were some similarities. So I was able to communicate with my Lola a little bit. Like I understood what she was telling me, but I wasn't really able to communicate it back to her.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was definitely very interesting, but never like what you're asking, Blair, where I was looked at a specific way, kind of like what you were hinting towards, Jay, with your Lolo. Like that was never a thing. I think it might have been if my mom ever talked shit about my dad in front, like it would have given permission to talk shit about
Right.
your dad and your dad's
And
race and
people.
half of me. Exactly. And so my mom made sure that that never happened. I don't know if she ever stood on business and had to cut some folks off and say, hey, don't do that. But at no point do I ever remember my mom allowing anyone to disrespect my dad or his side of the family, because it was all love. But yeah, I never felt that angst. But I did feel like, oh, that's my black cousin. Like in the
you got
Filipino
your
house,
black
like
side of the
I
family.
was never Filipino enough to be like, oh, that's just my cousin.
That's my cousin. Yeah,
no, that's my black cousin. Yeah,
that's my black cousin right there. Yeah, I've gotten that a few times.
Or
from
that's
my cousins.
that's my
and
black
I'm like,
and Filipino cousin. Yeah,
I'm Filipino, just like you, dog. Like, why you gotta introduce me? Like, this is my black cousin, man. What do you mean?
Nigga, we just cousins,
right? We just cousins, dog.
Yeah.
Nah, we cousins.
we cousins.
I look at it the same way that I used to introduce my brother that way. So like my brother and I and my brother and sister are from a different relationship than me, than my mom. So I used to introduce him. Oh, that's my half brother. That's my half sister. And then I realized like, no, that's my brother. That's my brother, that's my sister. I'm like, I can't just say half because that's terminal, like technically correct. No, nigga, that's my brother.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. She I had never heard the phrase half brother until no disrespect, I met white people and they were like, oh, is that your brother? I was like, yeah, I got the same dad. No. Oh, that's your half brother. I don't know what that is. That's my brother though.
We'll both fight you.
Blood is blood at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
And if you say I'm his half brother to him, he's crazy. He might go off. And I was raised by my mama that if my full brother fight, then I gotta fight.
And if I don't fight, we fighting at home.
Then my full brother gonna beat my ass at home. So I can't half this nigga. Like that's the full him.
There's no such thing as half.
No, not in the black family. No, that's your fucking brother.
Yeah.
No, but I think this is a very fantastic conversation for myself because like I've said it to to De'Meco, and we've had Ube on. And I've said it to his cousin. Like I truly feel like I'm you guys' party. Like I want to be as close to understanding my best friend's culture and then celebrating my best friend's culture as possible. And then on top of that, and with that, I get a chance to like go to these events. Like we had Gerard on, and like when I met Gerard in person, first of all, bro, okay, I thought you were a short Asian man. You are a tall ass Asian dude, bro.
Dog,
it throws me like, like me and this nigga dinner.
I was just talking to G about this too. I was just talking to Gerard about this. I was like, yo, the first time I met De'Meco, I was like, yo, he is so much taller than I expected.
Bro, I was like, oh shit, you're a tall ass Asian dude, bro. It's like, no, it was just great to like, for me, and I tell my wife this all the time. I'm like, bro, like, I feel like I'm half Spanish. Or I'm a quarter Spanish, I'm a quarter Filipino, and then I'm black because I get to talk to Ube and Gerard and Jay and De'Meco about these cultures and the understandings, and I get to celebrate with you guys. Like I don't take for granted when I put the Ateneo hat on, when I had the hoodie on, what that means.
Yeah.
Like I don't take that shit for granted.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
That shit means a lot to me. So like, when I wear the We Will Win shirt, with the We Will Win About the Soul shirt, that means a lot because there's a meaning behind what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
There's not no knock to any other brand out there, but like we truly want to be aligned with and be locked in with people who have the mindset of I want to leave this place better for my kids than it was for me. And not just for my kids, but for other people's kids and for my kids' kids. And as long as we keep doing that shit, and I know for sure Bata Soul and Ateneo and Fairway Shy, and Chicago Golf Gals, all those people are doing those things. Father Time wants to be a part of that as well. So like when you guys see us step out, the next time you guys see us step out, it'll be with a purpose and not just with money on the mind.
as a dad to a 3 and 4 year old, I'm gonna ask a 2-part question, but like, what does fatherhood, really looking at it from you being a son and then now transitioning to being a dad, like, what does fatherhood mean to you?
Man, just being there. My dad tried the best he could when he was incarcerated and when we were going through that tough time, and so he tried and he wanted to be in my life then, and I saw that. But there, obviously, again, there just wasn't there was some flaws, but I still don't knock that he tried. And that's kind of what I think fatherhood should be about, is just trying. Because for me, that's what I do every day.
Mm-hmm.
I just try. There's no booklet on how to do any of this stuff that we're doing as fathers. You know what I'm saying? And I think new fathers don't realize that, and they just kind of go at it with the best that they can, and that's all we can ask for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is just to do the best that we can. And so fatherhood for me is just just being there and just literally trying to relate to them, no matter how young or how old they are. It's just trying to relate to them and teach them the best that we can, or the best information, and try to pass that down to them. You know what I'm saying? That's realistically, that's what I think fatherhood is. I mean, every day, or even before I had kids, I used to tell people all the time, I had to scare when I was 14 and I was ready to drop everything and just start. I was going to go to school and then work 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it took. I was 14 years old and I was willing to do it. You know what I mean? So for me, I knew, because my father wasn't there, that I was going to be a father to my kid. It didn't matter when. It didn't matter when it happened. It didn't matter how it happened. If the mother didn't want me in her life, I was going to be in my kid's life. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? And I've always said that to everybody. Now that I have 2 kids, that's exactly what I'm doing. I am here. I am present and active and wanting to learn with them and share, Lego blocks and all these toys. Like my son today, he was in the back. He goes, "Daddy, look at this boat that I made." And I was like, "Dang, that's a really good boat, dude." Like, and it was a legit boat.
A really good boat.
Yeah, it was a really good boat. I was like, "Dude, how'd you learn it?" And he was like, "You showed me how to do it the other day." And I was like, "Oh, I did, didn't I?" Like, but that's just, that's it. It's just being there, just being present and showing interest in them. The more you show interest in them, they're going to show interest in you right back. Yeah. And I have that relationship with my wife and my kids, where my kids will go straight to mommy, and I hate it with a passion. But as they get older, I'm noticing that hey dad, they're seeking my approval now. Hey dad. It used to be, hey mom. I mean, it still is. It's very much, hey mom. I'm probably like 10% hey dad all day, but it's
that 10% hits heavy.
Oh, dude, heavy, man. I love it, dude. What? I come running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dad's tank is
You
full.
called
Like,
sire.
I'm ready.
Sire, you summoned thee.
Right, exactly.
Bro, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And like De'Meco's hitting that stage now, because baby girls were already starting to talk a lot more. But dog, when Shorty would hit me with the daddy, nigga, I could be like halfway asleep, tired, dead from playing golf, dead from the world just beat me up. Hear that daddy hit, man, I'm there before the E finishes. Yes, ma'am. So
I used to book late tea times, bro. I wouldn't be home till about 8:30, 9 o'clock, right? And I would come home, and the first thing I would hear is "Daddy," and I'm like, "Oh." And I'm tired, drenched in sweat, whatever, Hey, what's up, man? I'm wrestling with them right before bed, all that,
Mom's done all this work to get them tired, and they hear that fucking car pull in. And now she's like,
garage
this motherfucker here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? You got it. You know what? You got it. Put the ass to bed, then I'm going to go ahead and sit down. I'm going to go ahead and sit down. Daddy's home. But no, like that daddy's home shit feels great, man. And every father who's listening understands that. Mom gets all that dope serotonin from like caring and nurturing and being there, and we get the best parts of the kid because they find themselves in us. Not like a knock to moms, but like kids get to push the limits of their selves, what the world gives them. We teach them how to step when it comes to the world. Like my daughter operates low key like me. Like she is her mom through and through, but I can see in moments where she's like, okay, and then her entire like attention is like that. Nah, I don't fuck with that. And then she's over here, and I'm like, my fucking girl, yes, baby, keep doing that. She calls out fugazi bullshit. She's told me plenty of times, like she tapped me on the shoulder in front of people. I'm over here talking at lunch one day with this girl, and Penelope looks at me, or Poppy, pardon me. She looks at me, she's like, Daddy, we're not friends with her anymore. I was like, oh, we're not friends with her? Cool, we're not friends with you then. My bad.
Say less. Get away. Bye.
Hey, now I got beef with an 8-year-old. Two of them. Say something if you want. If it's zero. Up, then it's up. What up?
Hey,
you know what I'm talking about? My daughter don't fuck. I don't need nothing. Same thing when it comes to my friends and my family. I don't need no explanation. Hey, what the scene with Brad Pitt talking to Hawkeye? Hey, man, I need you right now for something. I don't need you to ask me later on or right now what it is. I just need you to ride out with me. Motherfucker said, whose car we taking?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the whose car we taking friend.
I am that guy as well. I am that guy.
De'Meco knows that. De'Meco knows that.
I'm the other guy. I'm the other guy. That's me. I'm the other guy. Hey. But we kind of talked about originally what fatherhood meant to Jay. And this is, I guess, something that I'm exploring right now is I ask you, what does fatherhood mean to you? Blair, you answered it a couple seasons ago. I wonder if your partners or the people in your life, their view of what fatherhood means to them has changed since you've become a father, seeing you be a father. So I'm curious to know if those are conversations kind of like what you were posing to us, Blair, like, are those conversations that you've thought about? Like, cause you got Alma, you got Hannah, like what is their view of fatherhood changed since you becoming a dad or seeing you be with Poppy? Same for you, Jay. Like, does your wife think or differently about what fatherhood looks like because she sees you in the trenches every day?
I would say, my wife has seen me go through it to the point where, like, she's seen the lowest of my lows and she's seen the highest of my highs as a father, right? I've talked to her numerous times about, am I actually a good dad? Am I being, am I too hard on them? Even though they're so young, like, what things do I have to change? And she's like, babe, you're doing fine. She was like, the fact that you're here, you don't understand how much that means to them. She was like, just because they don't call your name every day, they call me, you know what I'm saying? They call mom. When you leave, where's daddy? I need to show daddy this. And I'm like, really? Like, for real? Like, I'm actually making that impact. And so for her, I would say this. She married the man that she wanted to see as a father to her children. So to answer the question, that's she loves what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? Back then, I mean, I was all over the place. You know what I mean? And so I was just and then as soon as Jason was born, my firstborn, as soon as he was born, it was one of those things where like it just flipped, and she saw it and she was like, "Oh, he's good. I ain't even got to worry." But she, I mean, we do struggle though. I mean, she sees struggle, dog.
Yeah, it's like we all do. That's the plight of being a dad. Plight of being like we're gonna struggle until God calls us home. So what's crazy is I have something in the works editorially for the Fatherhood podcast with that in mind. So I'm going to sit down with both of these girls and actually ask them that exact thing.
That's pretty cool, man. I like that.
That was already.
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, a lot of tears. I'm already emotional. Shit, so I'm an emotional motherfucker. So there's going to be a lot of tears.
Same here, man. Same here. I think a lot of people don't realize, like, as men and as fathers, that we have to put on this kind of put together exterior where it's just very hardened and very in control of everything. And so I feel like, you know, they don't see what it takes to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Or why we are that way, or why we speak the way we do, or why we carry ourselves the way we do. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
That's why y'all need to watch Father Time. Shit.
Yeah, so
this is how this is where it is. This is where we talk about it. Like Blair kind of talk about it, like the community part of it. You know, like we're having those conversations here. That's why I wanted to create this show with Blair and have these conversations, like, because nigga, I want that sense of community of people I can call. Like you got like Gerard calling you, Jay. Like I would have called Blair, like, yo, this is what I'm going through. Yo, Blair, real quick, I appreciate the little piece of advice on how to brush my daughter's hair with the curls. It has made over the last couple months of bath time very, very successful, where she is not complaining about the hair brushing. She enjoys it. Curls are popping over here. So shout out to you on teaching me how to brush my daughter's hair the right way. Because, bro, when I was young, I had the loose curls and everything. Like I was flowing, but I didn't know how to take care of my hair. So if I'm putting white girl shampoo in my hair that Filipino women can do, like it stripped shit out of my hair. It was so frizzy, like no oils or nothing in this hair.
It strips all the oils out. So I want to get to this real quick because I feel like people are just gonna watch this and see me like tearing the fuck up. Figuring out in real time if I'm doing a good fucking job as a parent is bro, because it's seriously one of the things that, like, any and every time my daughter goes to sleep, she's here. When she leaves, that's the first thing I ask her. I'm just like, yo, did I handle that right? Like, yo, like film study me. Like, I need to know.
No, 100%. And
it comes from that sense of not having a motherfucker there. So, like, again, not knowing how to be a dad. I don't know, like, am I supposed, in this exact moment with my daughter, am I supposed to be Mr. Matthews? Am I supposed to be Uncle Phil? Am I supposed to be Phil Dunphy? Am I, like, who am I supposed to pull from? Because I never had anybody tell me what to do or how to, like, respond in this moment as the kid.
And I relate to that a lot, brother, because for me, I struggle and have struggled in the past. I would say more so now that I am a dad, but I struggle with mental health my damn self. And so I constantly question, you know, am I being the best person to these kids that I possibly can be?
Because I'd be damned, like, I just don't want to be the reason Penelope goes to therapy. I say that, but like, I say that laughingly, dog, but like, honestly, deep down inside, like, my biggest fear is that I'm not going to be the dad that she needs me to be in the moments that she needs me to be. But then I talk to my wife and she's like, presence is the biggest thing, because your daughter's she's not 12 or 14. She's not 16, 18. She's not 21. She's 8. The nigga needs you to be as present as the ground and these Barbie dolls are. If she asks you to go outside and just like run around with her, like just fucking run, there should be no excuse that stops Penelope's access to you.
Yeah, so for me, my boys, sometimes I can be a little hard on them, and I get to a point where I just got to kind of separate myself from them, and I think I dig deep and I'm trying to figure out, did I handle that appropriately? And if I did, or if I didn't, regardless of what I think, it's about what they think and what's going on through their head. So if they heard daddy yell at them right before he went upstairs, and he comes back downstairs and gives them a hug and apologizes and explains to them what it is they did wrong or right, or whatever the case may be, or how proud I am of them, it doesn't matter, as long as I show that I am there for them. I can't leave this. What do they say? You can't leave on a bad note, right? And so if I go upstairs and that just because I need to decompress myself, it's like, oh, daddy doesn't like me. But if I come right back downstairs after being upstairs for 30 seconds, and I come back downstairs and I give him a hug and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry for yelling at you, or I'm, whatever. That's all they need. you know, and I did it to Jason, you know, a couple of weeks ago. I remember I just lifted him up. He was making me mad all day, and I put him in timeout for like 5 minutes. Came back, I said, "Look, you know why I put you in timeout?" He goes, "Yes, Daddy." I said, "Why?" He proceeds to tell me why he you know, I put him in timeout. I said, "Okay, you know you can't do that, right?" He said, "Yeah." Gave him a hug, and he sat there and he said, "I love you, Daddy." And I was like, I didn't ask for that. You know what I mean? But it hit me so hard that I was just like, dang, like I am doing a good job, or as much as a good job as I can be. Because my dad wasn't there. I didn't have no blueprint. You know what I mean? So it was.
And fatherless kids, a fatherless kid who's a father right now, my nigga, you're killing it. Them boys are going to look up to you. Like the day that they graduate high school, they're going to look at their daddy and be like, that's the nigga that I can't wait to be like.
Right.
And I don't even know your boys, but I know that's how they are. I know that's how they're going to be, dog. And that's how I feel for all of us. Like all of our daughters, our daughters, De'Meco, and your boys are going to be like, our dads are the reason that we are the way that we are. And I'd be damned if they don't.
Yeah.
We got to set the example. It's not in us, it's in us and on us. We are the reason that we can change, bro. So shout out. I love you, brother.
I love you too, man. I double down on that. I look at the three of us here on this screen. None of us said that we went to our dad to learn how to do this. Like I asked Kate, I asked Blair. I'm gonna ask you now, Jay. I'm gonna ask every dad that we've had on the show. But at not one point did I say I'm gonna ask my dad how to do this.
No, I've never. I think,
and it never even crossed my mind because I know the baggage I carry, and I'm like, how can I ask you for advice on something that you've forced me to struggle with?
Right, exactly.
Like, you're the
sole reason I am the way I am.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
For all the bad reasons, but all the good ones. And I'll give my dad his flowers, because to this day he is not listening to the show because he says he doesn't have time to. And I'm like, that's unfortunate because he thinks I dog him, and I'm like, nah, I don't. But like I'm real about my experience as your son. Why would I go to somebody that isn't in a place that I would want to be in the future? I'm like, bro, we barely have a relationship. I want to handle the relationship with my daughter so that when she's my age, she wants to have that relationship with me.
Exactly.
I don't. If you are trying to give me money advice, but you don't have money, what the fuck am I going to listen to you for? Not to say that that's my dad, but like in general speaking, like, yeah, like like if you ain't never been there, like, how can you help me go to the league if you've never been to the league?
You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
No, I mean, that's 100%. Like I never went to my pops, never did. And it wasn't because I had anything against him for my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wanted to, I could call him right now and be like, "Hey, Dad, I'm on Father Time podcast." You know what I'm saying? Like, how you doing? You know, can you say what's up? You know what I'm saying? Whatever, and he'll do it. But I don't need it. I don't need that type of relationship with him. And so, what I'm trying to say is, I've never needed his advice. I've never, like, he wasn't there to teach me how to tie a tie. All the life skills that I have,
boy, about to tear me up again.
All the life skills that I have to this day, dog. Like he was never there. So why do I need anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, okay, I can't say I don't need anybody.
Yeah, but no, we definitely get it. Definitely,
you see what I'm saying? But like, I don't need him in particular to give me advice on anything father related. He wasn't there.
You're not a father.
He wasn't there.
Your body.
Yeah. And so I think for me, I pride myself, in holding that father title, that I am not just a father. I am a dad to these kids. You know what I'm saying? And fuck everybody else who says otherwise. 100%.
Being a dope ass dad is all that matters, because that's all
that matters, dog. That's all that matters.
Speaking of, my little girl just brought me socks.
Hey, Stant socks too.
Yeah, she understands. I taught her stance is the way to go.
Yeah.
But with that being said, man, we could sit here and talk to Jay all day. All day, seriously. And the next time that we're in the VA area, the next time Ateneo has a golf event, you will see these two beautiful brown faces in the place to be and some type of host capacity. So with that being said, I am your play partner, host of Motion Country Cousin Blair, aka Sir Winnie, better known as Southside Bunker Bear. On the far right is my brother De'Meco, aka Sonny D, and in the middle of us is my brother Jay. We love you so much, man. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. Continue to watch and leave comments down below how we can get better. Make sure you tell somebody you love them, because we love you. Peace.
Come and take a look behind the scenes. See who's been a father, superhero every day. I'm on the grind. I won't never ever take a day off. Everything I do is gonna pay off. Your little father time with me, with me, with me. You should try your little father time with me, with me.